Hello, everyone. It's your boy Tyrant. Coming at you yet again from a remote location. Last time we were at the Hive. Wonderfully visiting all the locusts out there. This time we're at It's a different type of hive. Notably, we're coming at you from Eden Grove Labs. Sometimes I just call them the labs, the scientists, you know. So, I'm currently in a, what'd you call this, an office?
I mean, it's my lab. I don't know, I live here kind of, so.
We're in the house lab.
Yeah.
There we go. And with that said, I have a guest with me today. Just like last time, it is a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello world. I think I'm doing that right.
Yep.
I'm Dr. Chaos. It is a pleasure to kind of meet your acquaintance, I guess. This is a really interesting piece of technology you got here. Wow.
It's taken a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
Listen, it was worth the struggle. It took a lot of crafting, it took a lot of scavenging, but listen, we got the pieces together. It'll upload once I get back to Batball Stadium, which will be soon. If not, I could probably hook up to one of the terminals there somewhere around here. There's gotta be one that's just powered off that I can just power
yeah.
off.
There's plenty, though, recently you'd be kind of hard-pressed to find one that hasn't been destroyed by Void. It's fine.
Alright. With that said, I'm sure I always find a way. When in doubt.
Eden Grove is huge, it's fine.
Eden Grove is huge. I have a number of friends, and worst case scenario, it can wait till I'm back at the Batball Stadium. I gotta take a pit stop there anyways. Cause, hey, it's almost that holiday season. That funky little Xeraxmas.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot that was... Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys celebrate here at the labs, or...?
Not too much. I think I gave someone a drug last year that may have exploded in their face. Whoops.
Arguably counts.
It does count, I think.
Yeah, it was a gift.
It was a gift, in fact, and it worked on me. So, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, sometimes things expire, they go bad, they have low shelf life. If you don't use it right away, it goes bad. It went bad, it went boom.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
hey,
I put too much iodine in there.
Don't give me that one. Cool?
Yeah, no. No, that was like prototype 5 out of 15 or something, so it's fine.
Ooh, alright.
That was last year. I've gone through so many prototypes since then.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we've gone through a couple prototypes within the past few days that I've been here.
Yeah, of course.
Like, remarkably fast. Like, faster than I've ever done in my own labs.
Uh-huh. Well,
like,
you're talking to the head of experimental chemistry here, so...
Yeah, and I keep forgetting, that's your thing. I know that you do chemistry. I forget that, you kind of lead it here.
Lead is, I mean... I don't really work with other people all that well, so they, made an entire department for me. Yeah, kind of...
Still leading.
Still eating myself.
With that said, everyone, this is not to discredit my acquaintance here. This one does some, honestly, scientifically amazing work at a very rapid pace. To one at which, when I thought, wow, we have been going for 28 hours, I'm going to sleep. And Oz said, yeah, I'll be up just for a few more minutes. I went to bed, got a full night's rest. Oz hadn't stopped. I know because a glass beaker hit me in the face when I woke up. So...
Well, it didn't work. So
Yeah, I found out. For everyone else. Oh, by all means, Austin. Sorry.
Oh, I can't stop working until it's done, obviously.
You know what? Yeah, this leads on to the point I was gonna say anyways. So, for everyone's reference, I am currently sitting in Oss's labs. I am notably I'm notably sitting on a stack of papers that's around, I'm gonna say like hip height.
Yeah. And I take a lot of notes.
I mean, notably, the handwriting's nice. I will openly admit.
It's what a good student does.
We're gonna come back to that. Anyways, but yeah, no, so like, this place, I openly admit to some other people. I'm not going to name names, but there are some people who like things a bit more tidy and neat. They might self-combust here. They might actually just implode.
Hey,
Like-
it's organized to me.
No, and by all means, like, more power to you. I get it when I'm at, like, my own personal office way out in the Petrified Wood, but, like, this is a lot, Oz. Like, I'm not sure if a spill on the ground was already there before I woke up, but then I noticed the accumulation of other ones.
I'll get to it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not corrosive, so should be fine.
All right.
Actually, I leave some corrosive ones.
I was about to say, if you look over to your right, Oz, do you see the notable chunk of ground that's been eaten away, notably not by an animal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one might be corrosive.
Actually, I think Honks pecked at that one once.
Oh my. Alright. Hey, Oz, actually.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about Honks?
Yeah.
Do we know the current whereabouts of Honks?
I have a good suspicion that I might have taken him to the moon, possibly. Seeing how that's where a lot of their research around void stuff tends to happen.
So I'm gonna level with you.
Uh-huh.
Honks may not be on the moon,
Huh.
because after I saw you last, right?
Uh-huh.
I ended up essentially co-hosting with a bunch of other individuals who have been practicing surgery and or learning surgery with me. We had a number of individuals come in who needed immediate attention, right?
Alright.
Some of them notably had pumpkin vines kind of throughout them.
Okay. That has nothing to do with...
No.
Oh.
The other one, though, the other issue, is that a whole lot of people had void in them and a notable amount of, like, being pecked at as if by a bird beak. And the only other bird beak I know of is Osprey, and I'm pretty sure Osprey doesn't spit void.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's... Oh.
That was
dear.
hours later after I saw you.
Wow.
Like, it was later on that night.
Wow.
So, unless you saw Honks after that night.
Oh no, I didn't.
So there's a good chance Honks is just out and about, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's a good possibility.
Terrific. Great.
Yeah, that's... I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Do you know if OI would try and capture it again? Or would they just send someone out to get it?
I mean... I've seen them do both, I think.
Okay.
I mean, most of the time they, like... I think they put, like, a tracker or something on their higher risk assets.
Okay.
But either way, like, I expected that they'd be experimenting for quite a while. I was getting pretty ready to, like, call them up myself and tell them to give them back, rescind my deal, I guess. But wow, that was quick.
Yeah. I think Honks is a bit more crafty than anyone's giving him credit for.
I mean, probably. Like, that thing, like, destroyed a lot of my technical equipment when he was an egg. I think. And then, like, he started pecking at literally everything after he hatched and, like, eating stuff that no living creature should eat. And was totally fine. Honestly, like, the stuff that was very dangerous was probably the stuff that he liked the most. So,
That, you know what? Of everything you've said about Honks up to this point, that is the one thing that checks out. Yes.
yeah.
But alright, interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, anyone out there? You know what? I'm a spotting line now. If you happen to see if you happen to see Honks, give me a call. Or, like, send someone to me, send some sort of record so that we can at least try and track the thing. Because then we at least know where it's been to a certain degree. And I know that I have some acquaintances out there. Yeah. Acquaintances out there that would like to see Honks again.
Yeah.
That
definitely, yeah. Seems he got real attached to those folks.
Oh, very attached. Very attached.
And I like, hey, Obsequious Industries, if you're listening to this, which I'm pretty sure you are, you better bring Honks back, or I'm gonna tell them about how you've been working with the
Obsequious Industries does not support this message. Obsequious Industries does not support the...
Chaos!
Yeah?
How long have they been doing that? That thing you just mentioned. No need to say it by name again. How long have they been doing that?
Probably since it started.
Yeah, I assumed as much, but do you know when it started? Like, any idea of roughly, or?
I think, I mean, it's been going on since before I came to the lab.
Okay. So it's been happening for quite a while.
Obsequious Industries does not support the...
Ah.
Yeah, how long has it been now?
I believe we're in year 194 or 195, somewhere near there.
Huh.
I've lost track. The past couple years have been a blur, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Preaching to the choir here, man.
Right. You know what? Actually, let's get back to a happier note. Oz.
Yeah.
You don't mind if I call you Oz, right?
I don't mind at all.
All right. Oz. You just mentioned when you joined the labs. Do you want to talk about that at all? Like when, or your first experiences when you first joined up? Because I'm sure there's some lovely individuals out there interested in joining the labs, but haven't quite come in just yet, and they might be teetering on the edge.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been a little bit of a blur. Probably all the drugs have been experimenting with. I don't. How old am I? I don't know.
Oz, that's a very concerning question to be asking yourself.
It's. Look, you don't become the head of experimental chemistry without doing experimental chemistry.
Yeah. Oz. Like, I get it. Honestly, most ethical option is doing your experiments on yourself. I hear you.
Yeah?
Like, I will actually argue at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you're not putting anyone else in danger. The risks are known because you're doing them to yourself, and even if they aren't, you're accepting the fact that things might not turn out the way you expect.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah. That's like rule number 1 of Eden Grove Labs.
Yeah, like I mean, you've heard me say it. I've heard the classic fuck around, find out, FAFO. Like, it's...
Yeah.
I get it.
Of course.
But in that same breath, come on.
What?
Yeah, you have a little self-preservation somewhere in there.
Well, if there were any self-preservation, science always comes before it. So, I mean, I gotta do science, man. It just is what it is. Like,
I get it. I mean, that's what I'm here with you doing. I'm here doing science.
yeah. Just throw science at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll work.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, if anyone's really gotten the brain itch of why is Tyrant at the labs nonetheless with us, we had discussed it when we had met at the Blessing, of me coming over and doing some more experiments with some research that I had figured out on my own independently, and some research that crossed over with seemingly what Dr. Oss had been looking at, or at least interested in, notably chemistry.
Yeah? A little bit of bionics recently.
Touch or two.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where'd my test subject go? I mean, I didn't have any plans on working on him anymore after I found out his connection to you all. Honestly, I was totally fine with just letting that be a failed experiment and whatever. But I'm curious, because he never came back.
From what I know,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be completely transparent with you, Oz.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was out in the deep woods by the area where I had bumped into you.
Ah.
Notably, me and him were discussing some things, chatting about some very important life stuff, talking about what it's like to live out here and, not in those places. I'm gonna try and give as much anonymous ability that I can to this guy. But having a genuine chat, he found out a certain detail about me and those who I was involved with, and began attacking me. Notably, I have some hacking ability to me. So I kind of hacked his legs after he got a few good swings on me. I openly admit, he got me pretty good. I got him back.
Those things still worked after I disabled him?
You would think that they would have stopped.
Yeah.
But no. They worked just fine. Walked right out there with me. We had a nice little stroll. And he started attacking me. I hacked the legs so that it would just literally at least hold him in place.
Mm-hmm.
Ran all the way back up to the tavern over at the Blessing.
Oh, wow.
I genuinely do not know what happened. I was attacked and I got out of there.
Well, good. I'm glad you're safe. Yeah, I mean, that. Well, I guess I failed miserably at bionics, but that's fine.
I'm gonna level with you. I think the bionics worked. I just think you might have chose a bad patient.
That's a possibility too. I mean, he just came to me. Or actually, no. I was wandering in the forest. Saw him sort of just struggling on his own. He asked me to help him. I had wanted to do a little bit of studies into bionics, so I brought him to the lab. Gave him some artificial limbs and such. And honestly, I wouldn't have done any of that if I knew his connection to you all.
Yeah, it's not a great one.
He honestly just like volunteered. He asked me to help him, and I said, "Does that mean you'll let me experiment on you?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." So if it's any consolation, putting those on did not feel good.
Yeah, so that might explain the story he told me.
Yeah?
So I'm gonna level with Yoss. This is what he told me about the cybernetics.
Okay.
He was saying that he was wandering in the woods looking for help. That much lines up.
Mm-hmm.
He said that you offered to help him.
Okay.
He said that notably a bit got fuzzy, and then he remembers agreeing to sleep at the lab, and next thing he knew, he felt a jab in his neck, he was unconscious, and then he woke up with cybernetics that he did not agree to. That's what he told me.
No. Again, I only experiment on myself most of the time.
Which is part of the reason why I kind of really harped on the fact that I know that you experiment on yourself.
Yeah, that's...
Which is why I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know if what he was telling me is the truth. I'm just letting you know in case he pops back up here at the labs or elsewhere. That is the story he told me.
Well, first of all, how on earth would I be able to get him to my lab by myself? I mean, like, you know me. You know my stature. I am not strong enough to carry an adult man into my labs by myself.
Yeah.
And I don't play with others really all that often.
No,
so...
it's really rare. And sorry, that's not meant to be a dig at you. I just...
Oh, no.
For context of anyone else listening, Oss's lab is notably separated from all the other labs here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are empty offices that are also in disarray, but in a worse disarray. Like, lining the hallway leading to this room.
Yeah.
Notably, all those lights are off. I haven't adventured in those, I openly admit. Except for one of them. One of them I saw something shiny. It turned out to be just some liquid that was shiny, and I went, no use. But Oss notably is here alone. I did not taste it. Why would I taste it?
Man, that would have... I mean, as long as you write it down.
Oss, listen. If you want to do a quick experiment, we can step around the corner into the office, and I'll point at the liquid, because I'm pretty sure it's still shiny, and you can taste it.
Alright, well, we'll do that after we finish doing whatever the hell it is we're doing now.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what happened to that guy. No. I feel like the people have heard enough. I'm sure they can put together some conclusions. Some people know who we're talking about.
I mean, is it possible that things are slightly blurry, seeing how I was definitely high at the time? Yeah. But I can tell you with full certainty that I did not do anything without his consent. I would not do anything to him without his consent. Was it painful? Hell yeah, it was painful. But
yeah, it's cybernetics.
Yeah, but he wanted to be able to walk again, and I offered. I might have offered before he told me that he was interested necessarily. I might have said, "Hey, do you want me to try this?" And he might have said, "Yeah, of course." A little blurry, but
I mean, that's listen. At that point, if we happen to bump into this guy again, I'll get a group of people together, right?
yeah,
And we'll settle this. Because I'm gonna level with you. I don't know what the truth is. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, everyone got to hear your side now, including myself firsthand.
yeah,
But I am the only one that heard his side, as far as I know of. And if I can get, if you're willing and you'd be available at this time, it would probably be at Blessing, because I doubt he'd meet us anywhere out here again.
Oh, probably not.
Especially not near the labs. If we can meet up, we'll settle out the story, we'll call it evens. Because then at least punishment will be dealt, because then the group we can kind of almost be our own little jury, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can see who's in the right, who's in the wrong, and dictate as we need.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Oh, I should have had him sign a contract or something.
Yeah, you should have definitely had something written. Do you have something written? Actually, wait, do you have something written?
Do I have something written? I don't know. Let's see.
That's because I'm sitting on a stack of papers. This is not even scratching the surface of the amount of paper and binder that's in this room.
I'll go through these later and see if I can find something.
Yeah,
see if I can find it.
If you have something, I'll check with you, but I'm going to let my audience know. If there is something there, and there is a written contract, for those who see me in person, I will create a copy of it, and or, depending on Oz is comfortable with it, I will either have the copy, or have the exact thing, and if not, I will read the copy out loud, into a microphone, and have that on the airwaves so that everyone knows what was said. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I'll keep looking and see if I can find it. Oh,
There's something.
I mean, it's I write everything down. I'm a good student, so
You do. And I don't want to take too much more of your time. By the way, everyone, this is us taking a break from experimenting.
it's all good.
And I don't want to take too much of your time, because I am your guest here. I do not wish to be rude. I want to respect the time that you are giving me here.
You are welcome anytime, Tyrant.
Understood. But I do have one more kind of big question for you right now, real quick.
Yeah.
You keep mentioning that you're a student, right?
Yeah.
May I ask who you are a student of, and for what? It's okay if you can't say or don't remember the name or anything like that. Like, it's fine. It is just a question that you pinged me earlier by saying you were a student, and now I'm like curious, you know? To which, mind you, if this is me overstepping a boundary or anything like that, by all means tell me and we can skip on to the next topic.
No, you're fine, friend. I think just Eden Grove overall. I don't remember anyone in particular. But I don't know. I just say it, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just curious because at this moment in time, I myself am currently a student to a number of individuals.
Yeah.
The list is small. Because much like yourself, even though I am a student and I recognize myself as a student, I am teaching others or co-practicing with others currently. Like, that is what I'm actively doing. I am teaching someone else while learning something else. And sometimes it's for my own fortitude and, like, well-being. Other times it's just, hey, how do I sew a pocket shut? because I somehow never learned that skill.
Hmm.
It's a very
Interesting.
It's a very useful skill.
Yeah.
Um,
Sounds like it would be.
it's great because if you just do it at a bigger level, congrats, you have made a bag.
Yeah.
Same shit. Well, not the same. You can use different materials and whatever. But it's all those little things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, as far as I'm aware, it seems to be like a something we use a lot around here. I don't know.
Like me and you use a lot around here, or like everyone uses a lot around here?
Everyone.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we're all students of science
We are.
in one way or another.
We all follow the scientific method in some way where we have a question, we identify it, we figure out a method, we try it. If it works, great. Make sure we make that note for the future. If not, we go back to the drawing board and do it all over again. That is basic cycle, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we can say that you do that with just about anything. You could do that with drugs, or you could... listen, some people, drugs are good, some people just don't work for them. Both are okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
Drugs
but,
can do quite a bit
Yeah,
to help a lot of stuff.
yeah. But in the same breath,
Yeah.
for some people, you use that same method to figure out what food you like. Like, not allergic to. No, just what food you like and don't like.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Like, there are some people out there, don't eat walnuts. Just not their thing, not their interest. I'm one of those people. It's me. But there are other people who think they're the best thing on earth.
Yeah.
But neither of us would have found that out unless we tried it.
Exactly. That is very important. Speaking of trying things, you wanna maybe do some whiff real quick? I feel like the last hit is wearing off a little bit.
Need to perk up real quick?
Yeah.
Alright,
Probably.
alright, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's better. Okay.
Whew.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, hey everyone, how's it going? We're back.
Yeah. We're back.
I can say with complete and total certainty, us has notably picked up a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
energy, body language, you name it. They seem up. They seem good. They've been laughing. They've been smiling with me.
Oh yeah.
We've shared some thoughts where we got some new experiments we're gonna try out before I'm out of here.
Yeah. You want to try that freezer one again?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes. No, I'm game to try the freezer one again if you actually go to the parameters I set.
Yeah. Okay. That works.
I don't like to walk out where I'm literally frozen. And for everyone else wondering, I left a trail of water dripping off of me as I just cooled down from the air on the way, like just taking a walk, just taking a lap. I did
got some good results though.
Yeah, you did.
You want to switch places? Put me in the freezer for a little bit? I'm fine with that.
You know what? Yeah. For part two, you get in there. I'm gonna set it to the same temperature that you put it for me.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it.
And we'll write it down. We'll have it set.
Yeah. As long as you write it down. You gotta be a good student. Yeah.
We'll write it down. We'll be set.
Yep. Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh boy. All right. Well, now we know what we're doing after I hit stop recording.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what about that liquid we were talking about earlier?
Oh, right, the shiny stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do
Try
that,
some of
and
that.
we'll do that, and we'll do the freezer one.
Oh yeah, yeah, that sounds great.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want temperature to mess with it.
Oh yeah, no. Though.
I want it in its current state, where it's at room temperature, where it's like, I'm gonna guess like 50-ish, 60-ish degrees in here. The insulation's not great, but it's not horrible.
Yeah.
But it's there. It's still in liquid state.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I peeked through the door as we walked back into this room.
Oh, good.
It's still in liquid state. It's there.
Although, if I try it, we wait about an hour, see what happens, and then I go into the freezer, see the effects of it while I'm in the freezer. But also, we've already got the results from before that. That could be interesting.
True, because now we have a control.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know what else? You got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. I don't see why that wouldn't work, or why that shouldn't be part of the experiment. That makes perfect sense.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
Ah, man. This is why Whiff is so helpful.
It's very odd, right? Like it's because here's the thing, and I feel like I can say this about myself, and I feel like you might share it as well.
Mm?
I tend to work alone, right?
Yeah.
Like experiments, you name it. I'm usually alone. It is a different level of intensity and thought process that happens when you even just have one other person by your side who knows what they're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. But they have to know what they're talking about, of course.
Yes, which I will make a note for everyone that's listening. Oss did not think I knew what I was talking about.
I mean, yeah, like, you don't exactly look the scientist type. No offense.
I'm sorry the trench coat doesn't look like a lab coat. It's close.
It is very close. However, I came in here watching you, I came to the blessing and I was watching you, like, beat shit up with your, with your stick thingy.
On my staff, yes.
Yeah,
my precious staff.
And that's not exactly something that that scientists really do. Though Skitters has that hammer thing, so I don't know.
Suddenly I'm not so crazy.
It is what it is.
Nobody throws turnips.
Honestly, and I really, really hope you don't take offense to this, but I just sort of assume people know less than me about these things a lot of the time, just because, like, last couple of times I've had experimentation partners and such, they just touched all the wrong things at the wrong times, and they just got in my way, and they did more harm than good, and that's why I work alone most of the time.
And I get it. To say the least, there's a reason why my labs are private. My labs are completely off to the side. They're isolated. I get it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's to a more severe degree of isolation than this place is.
That's impressive.
Go where no one goes.
Yeah, I mean,
turn again and then go there.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even those who, like, possibly might have known as much as I did, like, they came into my lab and immediately tried organizing it, and that's a banishable offense. Like,
yeah, because at that point they're messing up your level of organization.
Yeah, exactly. If you try to organize my stuff, I'm gonna lose the important shit.
Like, and again, I think I stated this earlier, before we took our short break. This place, notably for some people, is a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I openly admit, I have stepped on some papers just trying to get back to this seat. And notably, again, reminder, this is just a stack of papers that we have just made just so I could sit here. Notably, though, I did not lay a finger on it. Oss made this stack for me.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some sort of organization here. I don't get it. Yeah. However, I understand that for other people, that's just how they do. That's just how they organize. That's how they do their thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, Oss has pulled out previous experiments and documentation to assist in our analysis of what we have done so far.
Yeah.
Like, I will defend Oz on that statement and say, no, there is a method here. It's one that I don't understand, because suddenly 3 pages got pulled from 3 completely different locations of the room, but they were all perfectly part of the same set, and we were able to analyze to a deeper level and knock out some assumptions that I had made that have already been documented.
Yeah.
And proven wrong.
I mean, see, the things you were asking me about, one was in the section on components, one
Yes.
was in the section on drugs and their effects, and one was in the section of biology and that sort of thing. And those sections are very different, and everything needs to be placed exactly where they belong. Otherwise, I will lose them.
Which I get. I mean, hell, like, even when I do surgeries when I'm on the blessing, right?
Yeah.
Usually I have, or somebody volunteers themselves to take notes of everything that's happened. And it's to the point where maybe the people don't trust to give that information back to me, even though I was there and part of the surgery. But I at least know it is documented somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, even though it is not in my control, not in my hands, not in my own documentation, I know the documentation exists and I know it's out there.
Yeah.
For other people to reference and use as needed.
Well, that's the important part. Though the other important part is to make sure that it is, that the documentation is properly formatted, to make sure you can read it properly. Otherwise, what's the point?
You know? I should probably check in with those people about that.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I haven't checked. I just kind of trusted that they had their own system of writing and everything, so...
I mean, everyone has their own system of writing, but, like, if you can't... I mean, you're the one doing the surgeries, and if you can't read your own... Well, I guess it's their notes, but like, it should be sort of your notes. So if you can't read your own notes, like, your own discoveries...
Yeah, then kind of what's the point at that point? Because at that point, you're just doing things and not having a way to recall or do anything to it.
Yeah, then you're just dicking around.
Yeah, which is different.
Very different.
Like, finding out is a thing.
Yeah.
It is the basis in which science is focused in. It is finding out.
Absolutely.
So, I will take this as a hit, and anyone who's listening can call me out on this. I need to take better care about my note upkeep and note preservations and everything like that.
Oh, there you go. You learned something at Eden Grove Labs.
There you go. Eden Grove, you can have that one. There you are.
There you go.
Sorry, I have one quick update that I need to say to my audience, because if not, some of them may actually try and hurt me.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey everyone. So, the bat ball season was supposed to close. I understand. I've spoken to a number of the team captains who invited me to a meeting with them, since I often shoutcast the games and do all that type of thing. We are currently taking a short hiatus for the holiday season. Usually the season's over by this point, but we had a number of hiccups. We had a number of kind of things that slowed down the process in which we have games every single week. Not necessarily that, like, oh, teams died. Teams have died, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was teams got wrapped up in other things, or some people couldn't make it back from the blessing in time, in which just it came to the point where games didn't happen because neither team showed up. So, they're holding off for the holiday season. They're waiting for Zeraxmus to be passed. They will be playing Winter Ball. It has been, I was told, it's been about 5 years since Winter Ball had been played. But Bat Ball will be back. It's just, we gotta make it through Zeraxmus and the celebrations and all the repercussions that follow suit with it, and we will be back before springtime hits again. the timeline for the upcoming springtime bat ball season has not changed. So these players will actually get less rest than they usually do between the end of the season and the start of the next one. They have all voted on it. All the captains unanimously agreed. I openly admit I said otherwise. I said maybe push it a month. They threatened me with weapons in a game of Catch My Steal. I politely refused the game and called it a day. So, just wanted to make that announcement. Other than that, I have no advertisers, no one paid me, so...
Also, oof.
Yeah.
Who the hell is going outside in this weather?
You think?
It's way too cold out.
It's pretty cold, but it's the holiday.
That's fair.
It's for the first time, and this is an open statement to everyone, for the first time ever, I'm making a trip out.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to the Blessing for Xeraxmas. I want to celebrate with my friends and all the chaos that happens out there. I've heard some crazy stories, but I think they're all just tall tales at this point. So I'm gonna go out there and see for myself. I'm gonna see what happens out there.
I'd love to take a look out there too. Crazy things, interesting.
I've been told it's nothing but chaos.
Well, there can't be true chaos unless I'm there, so...
Okay. Maybe make a visit. Make a short stop.
Yeah, exactly. Or make sure it does get chaotic enough for my liking.
Hey, Oz. Hey, Oz. Hey. One of the crazy thing, Oz.
Uh-huh.
You can choose not to do that as well. You can choose to not make things chaotic.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that?
I hear you. I don't know what... Alright, listen, from the tall tales I've been told, if any of them are true, adding chaos on top could either be the best thing ever, or the worst thing ever.
I mean, either way, it'll make for some really good notes.
Alright, listen,
I'm just saying.
I see you looking at your notebook. I see the gears turning in your head. Which one? You could be thinking about something else. However, the laugh you just did?
Yeah?
Says otherwise, Oz.
Come on. I mean, you liked my concoction, right?
It's weird.
Yeah? Yeah?
I'm not gonna say I didn't like it, but it was weird, and it makes me pretty bad.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, it worked for me, so I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but it worked for me, so...
Us. Mm-hmm. Hey, you ready for my own hypothetical? You ready for my own hypothesis? My own analysis on that?
I got the notebook out and ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, how many drugs do you do in a day?
Oh, that's a good question.
Exactly. Hey, how many drugs do you think an average person takes in a day?
That's also a good question.
It's in the single digits, I can tell you that much.
Well,
for most people, they don't even need to start counting.
Well.
So what happens? What happens, right? What happens,
Mm-hmm.
Oz? If you grab someone who's notably very good at chemistry, right, makes a concoction of sorts, and then looks at these individuals who aren't as heavy users of anything, and go, I wonder what will happen. What happened, Oz. What happened is the answer, where everyone took a pretty bad hit.
It was hilarious, honestly.
You were laughing it up the whole time. You were yucking it up.
I see that concoction has had nothing but positives. It gave me some amazing breakthroughs on my own.
Also, I almost killed one of my friends.
You did, didn't you?
Literally chased them down. Sure, there's something different now, but back then?
Well, it was. I mean, I see nothing but more interesting things that could happen if I just tweaked a couple of ingredients, maybe.
I'm so curious on how you make it. Anyways, Oz, much as I said prior, before we take our short break, I do not want to take too much of your time here, right? So with that said,
it's fine.
I mean, we have experiments to do now.
Oh, of course.
Because we somehow created more, even though we had a full list.
Yeah?
Okay. So, Oz.
Yeah.
Are you doctor, by the way?
Yeah?
Dr. Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything, any message you would like to say, knowing that this is crossing all across the mainland, and as far as I know of, consistently reaching all the way across to the Blessing? Is there anything you would like to say to the listening ears?
I mean, couple things, I guess. To the Eden Grove scientists over at the Blessing. I am really, really, really sorry about what happened with Honks. And you're doing good work out there, and I will try to get your bird back. And to OI, I'm not kidding when I tell you I'm gonna reveal if you don't bring that bird back, I'm gonna tell them all about your involvement with all of that.
Obsequious Industries does not support this message.
I'm gonna tell them all of it. Bring the bird back, please. I think that's it.
Cool. Yeah, not a problem. I would like to note for everyone, because it was a concern at my last visit to my last location, I have been nothing but cared for to a loose degree in terms of not the experiments. I have been cared for and been treated well and respectfully the entire time I have been in Oz's presence.
Hey, I have kept good vital. I have kept data on your vitals this entire time. And
I can confirm that.
I have made sure that most of the experiments weren't too deadly.
Notably, I have not died.
Yeah, exactly. There's that.
I feel like that's worth saying a lot, especially here on the mainland.
Yeah.
Especially here at the labs.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I would like to make that noted. I have been treated well. I have a place to sleep that is comfortable, I will admit.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I brought my own sleeping roll and everything, but I actually have a cot.
Mm-hmm.
It was dragged out of one of the adjacent rooms, but I have a cot, and it's been comfortable.
Yeah, you're my guest. And you're my lab partner. I take care of my guests and my lab partners. Mostly.
I wholly agree. Absolutely. Yeah, so we have some experiments to do.
Yeah. Let's go taste that liquid.
Right. Liquid. To everyone that's out there listening, I hope you enjoyed. I enjoy the fact that some of you listen very closely. I enjoy the fact that I genuinely have bumped into some fans out there. It means a whole lot more than you know. Genuinely. If everyone could, please, take care. Sweet dreams. And you know what? I would like to wish everyone a very, very good Xeraxmas. And I will see some of you at the blessing during that time, and apparently maybe Os herself.
Yeah, and if you're doing any experiments, make sure you write them down.
Write them down.
Yeah.
Alright, take it easy. This has been Tyrant Talks. See you soon, nerds.
Bye.